This is the third lesson recording for IM2, February 25th, 2021. So you were supposed to solve these two quadratic equations using quadratic formula. So here we go. The first equation is in standard form, and that is set to equal to 0. That means I can simply use my quadratic formula, which says that x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. That's what the quadratic equation says. Okay, so that means now we need to identify what are my a and b and c. Remember, it's in the form of, the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So in this case, a is the number. It's not the x squared. You do not write the x squared. It's just the number or the coefficient that is being multiplied to x squared. So a in this case is 3. What is b? b is positive 7. That's the term that's being multiplied to x. And c is positive 2. Okay, notice that a, b, and c, the numbers that you are substituting are just purely just numbers. You do not put in any x squares, any of the variables. Okay, I do see that a couple of students always do that. So again, this is just a number, and then from here I'm going to substitute. So negative b, so don't forget this negative sign. It's going to be negative of 7 plus or minus square root of b squared. b is 7 all squared minus 4 times a is 3 and 2. Okay, notice that I'm using parentheses to tell me so that I do not lose any positive or negative sign, as well as to tell me that we're dealing with multiplication. 2 times a. 2 times a is 3. Then you simplify. Okay, so that's negative 7 plus or minus b squared is 7 squared is 49 minus 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is negative 24. So it's 49 minus 24 all over 2 times 3 is 6. So that simplifies to negative 7 plus or minus, what's 49 minus 24? That's actually going to be square root of 25 all over 6. And that is going to be negative 7 plus or minus square root of 25. I can simplify that to 5 all over 6. So I have two different equations here. This is where I need, as soon as you've simplified it as much as you can, then you separate it into two different equations. One is the plus version, one is the negative version. X is equal to negative 7. The first one is going to be plus 5 all over 6. The other version is x is equal to negative 7 minus 5 all over 6. So this simplifies to negative 7 plus 5 is going to be negative 2 over 6, which is same as negative 1/3. Okay, what about on the other side? Negative 7 minus 5, that's going to be negative 12 over 6. Negative 12 divided by 6 is going to be negative 2. So my two solutions are 2, negative 2, comma, negative 1/3. Those are my two solutions. Notice that it is not negative 1/3 and positive 1/3. The numbers are quite different. So again, for number 2, you need to do the same. You need to first identify what a is, what b is, and what c is. But before we do that, we need to set the equation to be in standard form. On the left hand side, that is set to equal to 0. So we need to bring this 35 to the other side by taking the negative of it, or negative 35. So that becomes 2x squared minus 9x minus 35 is equal to 0. That means a, that's the number that is being multiplied to x squared, that's 2. What's b? B is not 9, but this is negative 9. Don't forget the negative sign. And c is negative 35. Okay, then I am going to use my quadratic equation. And I would like you to get in the habit of writing it out every single time. Okay, there is a song that it follows the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. So I'm going to sing it for you. Okay, it's not going to be pretty, but let's go. Okay, so it goes x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, I'll show you a video of that in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to substitute negative b. Negative, don't lose the negative sign that is built into the formula. Negative b is equal to, b is negative 9. So I'm going to put that negative 9 in parentheses so that I do not lose that sign. Plus or minus square root of negative 9 all squared minus 4 times a is 2 and c is negative 35 all over 2, and what is a? That's 2. Okay, so that this simplifies to negative of negative 9, it becomes positive 9 plus or minus square negative 9 all squared is 81. Okay, it's not negative 81, it's positive 81 because negative 9 times negative 9 is positive 81. And minus 4 times 2 times negative 35. Okay, so 2 times negative 35 is negative 70 times 4 is going to be positive 280. Okay, notice that because of negative and negative, it became positive. If it didn't do that, then if you're going to end up with a negative inside the square root, and that means, remember, we can't have a square root of negative sign, at least not yet. 2 times 2 is 4, which, and then it then further simplifies to 9 plus or minus 81 plus 280 is going to be 361. Square root of 361 all over 4. Okay, now you're left with 9 plus or minus square root of 361 all over 4. Now, can I simplify square root of 361? It is 361 is not a perfect square. Now, does it have any factors? Is it divisible by 4? No, because it's not even. What about 9? No, it's not divisible by 9. What about 16? No, it's not divisible by 16. 25? No. 36? No. Okay, 49? No. Okay, 64? No. 81? No. 100? No. 121? No. 144? No. And so on. So I am pretty sure that 361 does not have a factor that is a perfect square. So in that case, I need to leave it as it is. So then you have two different versions. X is equal to 9 plus square root of 361 over 4. The other version is x is equal to 9 minus square root of 361 all over 4. So you have your two solutions, and we want to leave it as an exact value with a square root symbol instead of turning that into approximate decimal value. Okay, so that's it for today. So today we cover solving quadratic equations using quadratic formula. So I would like you to add that into table of content in your notebook, and I would like you to take a picture of your classwork for 225 and turn that in. And I would like to leave you with this song YouTube video. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for listening.